my hands, I have one of the most advanced controllers in the world, and it's made by a company called Modded Zone. This controller was $300, and it took just under 2 weeks to ship to me. So today I'm gonna review it and tell you guys everything that the controller is capable of. But if you're new to the channel, make sure that you hit the subscribe button. We're really trying to get to 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year. When I hit 5K, I am giving away a Scuff Reflex Pro to one of my subscribers. So first and foremost, let's look at the aesthetics. As you guys can see, very customizable. I have a really awesome screen print of my logo on it, which I think is great. But let's move past that because that's just aesthetics. First of all, one of my favorite controllers of all time was the Xbox Elite controller. So as you guys can see, I have this magnetic aluminum Xbox Elite D-pad, but to take it a step further, Modded Zone actually made it mouse click. So listen to this. It's actually got mouse clicks in it. As you can see, I also opted for the OG Sony PlayStation buttons. Those are also mouse click. Now the other thing, these joysticks, they're actually just stock DualSense joysticks. I added some Control Freaks because that's a later video that I'm doing, just in the process of testing them out. So that's why they're on there. Now, if we flip the controller around, you're gonna notice it does have a rubberized pro style grip. I would say that out of the dozen controllers that we've tested on the channel, other than the Reflex Pro by Scuff, these are my second favorite rubberized pro grip. I really like them, so that's saying something. Other than that, we do have a hair trigger. It is not mouse click. Just a normal hair trigger, still a short path, great for FPS games. And then we're gonna have a K1 and K2 back button. Now keep in mind that this company also does offer a 2 and 4 style paddle system or a 2 or 4 style button system. It's all your preference. With that being said, let's go ahead and check out their website so I can show you guys some of these other modifications that you can make. So it's moddzone.com. We have PlayStation 5, 4, Xbox One. We have the Xbox One Elite series, and then we have some Nintendo Switch controllers and an Xbox Series X controller as well. Being that this is a DualSense review, let me show you what we can do here. So we can customize our own just like I did. They do have pre-builds, premium edition, limited edition controllers that drop periodically, and then they have pro edition models as well. Let's go ahead and dive right into the customization options. Modded Zone. I'm sure a lot of you have heard the name because it was requested in the comments of a lot of my videos. This controller, you can add a MZ Titan chip into the controller. Now, when you do that, it actually connects via Bluetooth to your iOS or Android smartphone to the MZ OS or application. The buttons are remappable, but it also adds different controller mods to this controller. But let me show you some of the hardware mods, and then we'll talk about the software modifications after that. So as you can see, the very first one, you can add or not add mods. Paddles. This is where it gets kind of cool. So look, you can add the Hex or Extreme Rate style paddle. That's the 2 paddle. That's the 4 variation. This is the 2 buttons and then the 4 buttons. So nice that you can choose paddles or buttons in case you're a fan of either. D-pad. Okay, so all sorts of different colors here. So we have a sticky 3M style. I think that's really cool because that changes actually the grip on the D-pad. So if you're playing like fighting games or something like that where you use that D-pad a lot, that will come in handy. You could do metal variations, which is nice. If you want to do the Pro Elite, this is like the one that I got here. It is a $10 upgrade. Not that much. I thought that's pretty neat, but if you want to make it look customized, you can do like all sorts of different stuff. Superman, Iron Man, whatever you want on there. Pretty neat. You could also do split buttons. So instead of actually being on that molded circle piece of plastic, they're all individual press. That's nice if you, like I said, are competitively playing like fighting games. As far as the buttons go and things like that, you can change obviously the different styles. You can change the different colors, you know, bullets for buttons, glossy buttons, you know, whatever you want. That's pretty awesome. Then we're gonna keep going down here. We can remove the rumbles. Really nice because it'll make your controller nice and lightweight. And if you're playing competitive FPS, you don't really want the rumbles on anyway. So that just makes the controller a lot lighter. It's my preference. I like it. And then obviously you can add the hair triggers onto the back. So that's also a nice touch. You can add on a warranty for $15 and it'll give you a year warranty, which is really great in my opinion. But let's go ahead and look at some of the mods here, guys. It's all sorts of different games. There are a lot of included mods, and then there are mods that you can purchase. But if we're gonna go with the first person shooter starter pack, you could add rapid fire mod, burst fire, akimbo, drop shot, jump shot, auto scope, quick scoping, auto hold breath, and auto sprint. Now, if you're playing a game like Fortnite, for example, you would pick the Fortnite pack, and this would give you access to like quick build walls, floors, ramp, roofs, switch to first or last weapon. That obviously would come in handy. Let's look at a couple of the compatible games so that you guys can see what this is all about. So obviously all the Call of Duties, Apex, Fortnite, Battlefield, Gears, you have Uncharted, Halo, all sorts of different games, guys. So as you guys can see, you really can get mods for any game that you're playing. Let's go ahead and show you guys a little bit of the gameplay, show you what these mods look like like and what they can actually do. Okay, so let's go ahead and go through some of these different mods that you can do inside of this Titan OS app. But first and foremost, we need to create a class. The G43 is going to be good for the marksman's rifle, but for the secondary, I'm really going to want to get like a handgun. We'll just use the rat for now, just so I can show you guys like rapid fire and things like that. That would be good. The first mod that we're going to try is going to be rapid fire. So as you can see right there, that's with rapid fire on. These are all single shot, single round weapons. That's with rapid fire. So as you guys can see, it's pretty OP, pretty insane. Second up, we're gonna wanna test the burst fire. And that's gonna be with burst right there, guys. Super OP. If you want a burst fire weapon, you can use any single fire weapon like the rat, the pistol. You could use marksman's rifles, whatever you want, and you can get it done. All right, let's go ahead and move along to our next mod. And as you can see, this is our drop shot mod. So all I'm doing is simply holding down the right trigger and it's automatically gonna go ahead and drop me no matter which weapon I have. And as soon as I stop firing, it just brings me right back up. So it's just gonna give you that extra movement, especially if you're not using back buttons or anything like that. It's gonna let you move up and down. Now this is the jump fire mod. So every time I hold down the trigger, you can see I just go ahead and bunny hop. Makes you a lot harder to hit, makes the hitbox move around, so less likely to actually get hit using that one. This is auto sprint. I toggled it on and I'm just pushing forward. Automatic tactical sprint. You could probably do that one in the user interface, but good to know that it is also in this mod list as well. All right, so now this is auto hold breath. See how stable it is? All I'm doing is pulling down the left trigger, auto hold breath. And then we'll go ahead and try out the last mod, and that's gonna be auto quick scope. And it doesn't seem to be doing anything. I don't know, I'm probably doing this wrong. Other mods I've tried in the past, all you do is just ADS and it fires. This one's not doing anything. So I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong with that one, but apparently you can do an auto quick scope. So my final thoughts and opinions on the modded Zone controller, obviously aesthetically very cool. I like all the hardware customizations because other than Battle Beaver, they probably had the most hardware options and upgrades out of any website that I have dabbled around with. So that was really awesome. As far as like functionality goes, it functions very well. It does exactly what I thought it would do. The hardware quality is good. I particularly am a big fan of this rubberized pro style grip here. Not a huge fan of these particular buttons. So if I was gonna do it again, I'd recommend probably going with the paddles. The paddles look like the extreme rate ones, which I'm a huge fan of. If I could do it over, that's what I would do there. Big fan of this Xbox Elite style tribute here. Now these buttons, they are clicky, but they feel very stiff. So if you're not a person remapping to the back paddles, maybe just get the regular buttons because these feel very stiff. But because I do remap to the back buttons or paddles and I don't use these a lot in game, I think they're a cool addition either way. I kind of wish the triggers were mouse click. They're not, they are hair triggers, but they function very well other than that. I'm excited to see another controller from them because there was so many other options that we didn't opt for. Maybe I'll do an Xbox One next. As far as the MZ Titan chip, super advanced. I like the fact that I can connect my controller to my phone, connect it via Bluetooth, and then remap it or add mods if I feel like it. I'm not a person that uses mods in multiplayer or anything like that, but if I'm playing zombies or a custom game, just goofing off, it is pretty fun to use. That being said, it is open to interpretation because I know there's a lot of mixed feelings and reviews about that. You guys requested this controller and that's exactly why you got it on the channel. So let me know down in the comments what you guys want to see on the channel next. And without further ado, guys, until I see you on tomorrow's video, we out.